I graduated from college with a degree in business administration and 2 plays under my belt. Decided then that I didn't want to be an accountant, and so 35 years ago, I started a theater. I'm running the theater, or trying to run the theater, without much knowledge about how to run a nonprofit theater company. And so I registered for a conference, a FEDAPT conference in New York City. And before going to the conference, I write letters to a number of artistic directors in New York to see if I could get an appointment while I was there. I get a letter from Joe Papp at the New York Shakespeare Festival saying that I could come in to meet with him. I get to New York to the conference, and after a couple of days, I let the conference know that I won't be back the next day, the next afternoon. Actually, I have an appointment with Joe Papp at the New York Shakespeare Festival. Everybody at the conference goes crazy. They wonder how I got an appointment. They don't quite understand it. I don't quite understand why everybody's so excited, because I didn't really know who Mr. Papp was or what his stature was. I go to the New York Shakespeare Festival and I'm blown away by this huge building that takes up the whole block. I get on the elevator and ride up to Papp's office. I go into Mr. Papp's office. There are awards everywhere. He invites me in, sits down, lights a cigar, puts his foot up on the desk and asks, so what do you want to talk about? At the end of our interview, he asked me would I like to come spend the summer at the festival. And I spend the majority of my time in new play development, working with Gail Merrifield, Bill Hart, Morgan Janice, and the rest of the literary staff. After doing the artistic projects, what I really was interested in was learning about infrastructure. And so I asked Mr. Papp if I could spend a day or some time with the heads of each department at the theater. And he sent out a memo to all the department heads to let them know that I would be coming around to shadow them for a couple of days. So I spent days in development and casting and marketing and production. And by the end of the summer, I felt like I had a really, really good handle on how a nonprofit theater company operated. My final project was I got to direct a stage reading of a new play by Toni Morrison called New Orleans. And at the end of the summer, Mr. Papp asked me, was I ready to move to New York now? And I told him no, I was ready to go back home and run my company. My name is Ron Himes, and I am theater.